Get ready for a Shadow Legion 3-peat! Oh yeah!
Not if the Hero Knights have anything to say about it. Welcome back to Mii V Mii, everybody!
You're looking at the reigning Shadow Prince and future Supreme Emperor of the video game world, Dark TJ.
And I'm championing the Resistance, your devoted Knight of Light, Hero TJ!
Over the course of the last 2 trials, I beat back both buffoonish Belmont bozos. First Simple Simon, followed by that reject Richter, whose wild and wanton whipping might have served to strike Ike, but proved insufficient against the Shadow Prince. And so the long-standing legacy of the Belmont clan ends in failure.
The only true failure is failing to try.
That's just something losers say to cope with their own inadequacy. You scratched and clawed your way to the lead, only to have it snatched right back from your grasp. How does it feel to be back on the losing side?
The Hero Knights have been fighting from behind since the beginning. It's gonna take more than a little deficit to scare us off.
You want scarier? Your wish is granted. The Shadow Legion summons the physical manifestation of your most invasive and intrusive thoughts. This legendary shadow emerges from your tormented dreams to once again turn your most nefarious nightmares into a reality. Come forth, negative energy!
Your dark, demonic, dangerous, deadly shadow protege has returned.
How about a negatively energized encore of your last performance?
Whoa! Negative energy! If it's even possible, your pervasive, poisonous persona appears even more potent! I can feel your misanthropic miasma boring into my being!
Yes! As anyone can tell you, negative energy is highly infectious.
I can't believe you're still fighting, Hero TJ. Aren't you sick of DT knocking the Mario coins out of that blockhead of yours?
If I'm good for anything, I can take a licking and keep on ticking.
Go ahead, Sunstain. Complete the circuit. You know you want to.
You already joined negative to ground. If we're gonna jumpstart this battery, it's up to me to connect positive to positive. The Hero Knights welcome the return of the redeemed legendary hero with the spark of hope in his heart, the newly re-energized Electrico!
Let's try this again.
Thanks for charging in on such short notice.
Seriously, you're summoning him again?
Embrace your destiny, negative energy. You and that depleted 9-volt vermin are bound to make sparks throughout eternity.
This time, you're going down. Looks like someone didn't learn their lesson from last time. Oh, you're wrong about that. I've learned a lot from being corrupted and redeemed. If you have taught me anything, it's that the power of hope can go from a little spark to the most powerful blast of positive energy.
I second that motion!
That is so corny.
What say we increase the voltage?
You're on!
Get ready to blow a fuse! The Shadow Legion elevates the electrical intensity with the overwhelming wattage of the pulsing Pokemon powerhouse, Pikachu!
Now it's our turn to amp up the action. We'll short-circuit the shadows with a striking shock by plugging in our impulsive and precocious, positive proton-powered Pokepal, Pichu!
Pichu can't even handle his own electricity. What makes you think he can handle Pikachu? Pichu has me, and since this is our last battle, I'll be sure to give him my 110%. What? This is my last battle?
It takes an unfathomable amount of energy to keep the portal between our two worlds open. The combined surge of Pichu, Pikachu, and the two of you is magnitudes beyond what the interdimensional power matrix can contain.
When the Shadow Legion overloads and explodes the Nintendo power grid, the hopes and dreams of the Zero Knights die with it.
It doesn't have to be this way, negative energy. You corrupted Electrico in the past. We can help redeem you now.
You can't redeem me. Every positive has a negative. That's what I'm made to do.
Then this is it, the Supercharged showdown to end all battery-boosted battles.
The good versus the bad. The positive versus negative.
Hope versus despair.
Let's do this!
Get some!
Let the sparks fly!
Crank this circuit to meltdown!
Fully charged and ready to roll!
Now! Have a bomb! Make it two! Now!
Get him, Pichu.
Watch
it, rodent. Where's the thing changing?
Let's get the drop on him!
I don't like this. I don't like this.
The first four fell! Now for the other two!
Whoa, what's going on?
Ow! Yeah! Get over here, Electrico! Good job!
What was that?
And stay gone! Ow! Perhaps you misunderstood me. Come on, negative energy! Time to break some circuits!
And that!
Fireball! Ow! What happened to your team, guy? They leave you behind?
Give up! Now! I don't give up.
Paging Electrico! Party of one! You just walked right into the grenade parade! Ow! You're up, negative energy! Put your deficient doppelganger in his place! Strike! You've got to be kidding me! Ow! Get over here, you silly spark plug!
This fight is for hope. I can't give up now. Charging.
Strike!
Yes, mission accomplished.
The winner is the Hero Knights!
Wow! Electrico! You single-handedly spun a small spark of hope into a supercharged thunderstorm of salvation! Unbelievable!
Unacceptable!
If this whole journey has taught me anything, it's that hope never gives up on you. No! This was not supposed to happen!
They say lightning doesn't strike twice, but Electrico struck 3 times!
How did someone as pathetic and hopeless as you win over me, the guy who corrupted you? It's the little positive things that can push you through, and then you use that energy to continue to do your best, no matter what. Yeah, right. DT won't go down that easily. It'll take a miracle for you to take him down.
Miracles happen every day! No spirit is too lost for hope to light the way home.
Don't listen to that cheerful chump. If you're ever feeling lost, all you need to remember is WWDTD.
Woo-woo-do-do-do?
No, you naive nincompoop! What would Dark TJ do?
Oh, that's terrible advice.
It has been an absolute thrill to fight alongside you and become your shadow protege, Dark TJ. I shall hold that title with honor and despair.
Go, little shadow. Spread darkness throughout your world.
Negative energy shutting off.
Electrico, I know you've always felt like a lone wolf, but you'll never be alone again. You have me. We're brothers now, and the Hero Knights are your family. If you ever need us, we'll be there.
Thanks for everything, Hero TJ.
Thank you, Electrico.
No matter how far apart we are, I'll be fighting with you, always.
Likewise.
Over and out.
Negative energy might be committed to following in the Shadow Prince's dark footsteps, but in light of Electrico's electrifying and awe-inspiring stand against impossible odds, Pikachu breaks out of the Shadow Legion's dark ball of despair, and his sparky spirit is restored, recharged, and ready for his next adventure. We can't bottle lightning, but Electrico's Volt of Valor shows us how to harness positive energy and channel that revitalizing current into everything we do. Our hope-honed megahertz hero went from feeling drained and diminished into a surging symbol, spreading hope across worlds. May your spark continue to inspire us, Electrico, wherever the light leads you, and whatever negative forces you face, stay positive. Yeah, heroes! We sure are lucky that when Pichu and I were put out to pasture, Electrico picked up the pieces and saved the day! Why not congratulate our high voltage hero in the comments? Now would be a good time to surge your way to the like button and give it a zap! In honor of our electrically charged ally and our Pokemon pals, we asked our heroes on Patreon what Pokemon type would best describe them. Several answers are obvious, but some of their responses might surprise you. See if you can guess! Waisipa the dragon was born in the year of the dragon, and his Chinese element is water, so naturally a dual water dragon typing suits him perfectly. Midori Notori has no idea what type he would be, but he likes water types, so we'll go with that. CF Mayor Kingsley might barely play Pokemon, but he'd classify himself as a poison fairy type. Splash of Color doesn't know much about Pokemon, but one of her friends sees her as a grass poison type. The Nerd Incarnate's favorite type is Ghost, but seeing as how he's still alive, he's going with Dragon Steel. He's as dependable a friend as any Sword or Shield, and he's pretty awesome, just like a dragon. Apple Pie Nation's top pick is Ghost and Grass because that's the closest thing to an apple, and that's his namesake. Shout out to Ice though. I guess that would make him Apple Pie a la mode. Eddie XD would probably be a grass fighting type because he's a stick fighter. Get it? Bolting Master's type really goes without saying, but he'd fortify those electrical vulnerabilities with a steel typing for some extra resistance. Pagelin wisely picks Fairy because it makes her think of beauty. Not to mention most of the fairy Fairy-type Pokemon are pink, and pink is her favorite color. Eorb sees himself as a Psychic type because he somehow always predicts his friends' attacks in fighting games. And Dark, because he likes that type combo. Invictus Fish is going with Dark Fairy because he has 2 modes, never stop smiling and feeling like the world hates him and hating it right back. Atomic Diamonds feels like he'd be a Poison Fairy type because he loves feeling evilly mischievous. And join me in welcoming our newest golden hero, Bolt! It probably won't surprise you to know Bolt's an electric type all the way, but he's a fighting type as well. And he tries hard to keep his friends' spirits high through the rough times. What a guy! What do you think our legendary heroes had to say? Fiona fancies herself a Fire Fairy type. That makes sense with her burning heart motif. Supersonic Racer's main typing is obviously electric, but his favorite Pokemon type is actually Ghost. Maybe he should change his name to Super Rotom Racer. The Light likes to fight as a Fairy fighting type because Fairy is the closest to Light, and fighting because you can always count on the Light to fight on. Manapul sees himself as a Steel Fire type. They don't call it a firearm for nothing. Corey Nicholas from Just Fight Studios considers himself a classic fighting type. He doesn't just share a typing with Primeape. If the Pokemon anime is anything to go by, they have a pretty similar attitude as well. And as for today's negative nemesis, Negative Energy, he sees himself as a Dark Steel type. The Dark type goes without saying, and Steel for those nasty Weavile claws. But what about today's conquering hero, Electrico? As its name overtly implies, he's representing Team Electric. But we can't neglect his second type, Fighting, because no matter how tough things got, the fight never left him. What about me? I guess I'd probably be a Steel fighting type. Steel is a powerful symbol of knighthood, and fighting cause I loves me a good fight. And if you're wondering about DT, he's clearly very proud of his dark side, and the way he's been corrupting all these spirits lately, we gotta throw in a poison typing for good measure. Now I want to know about you. Tell us your type in the comments section. That does it for another exciting edition of Mii V Mii Infinite. It's sad to bid a final farewell to our faithful friend Electrico, but he more than made his mark defending our realm from his dark doppelganger Negative Energy. Thanks again, and thanks for playing.